too. In fact, yo, you know what? Boosie had a wild ass take about this shit too. I'm gonna try to find Boosie's take about Diddy shit. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I see? Where did I see this shit? Was on Urban Politicians. Yeah, I feel like Boosie was saying some. I don't know if he was saying wild shit or true shit. Let's check this out. The caption sounded crazy. It says Boosie reacts to Diddy facing life in prison for freak offs and sends a message. Boosie says he disagrees. Boosie disagrees. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Let's check this out. So again, this is Diddy responding to Diddy's allegations.
My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires.
A federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. I want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him and what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly, at least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days long sex acts known as, in their words, freak offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them.
Prosecutors say Combs punched and kicked his victims to try to keep them under control. He'd also, they say, filled them up with drugs like ketamine and ecstasy for long periods of time.
Yo, niggas is having sex for days at a time. Days at a time. Days at a time. I don't even sound pleasurable in my mind. I love sex. Days at a time sounds nuts.
Even using incriminating records to try to manipulate his victims. Prosecutors.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as it became World News Monday evening that Diddy was officially federally indicted on multiple charges. The reports that came out, he was walking through the park with his son when he returned. I want to get to
the Boosie part because we know that part. Let's see what Boosie says. Boosie, I feel like, is always jumping out the window defending sex assaulters all the time. It's crazy, but let's see what he has to say about this.
Paying in on it, and one of those people is Boosie. I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew bees out for threesomes. He just freakier. We actually gonna call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex. If that's the case, if you've been flew out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this and trafficking. Heck nah, you're a celebrity. You gotta fly pee in. How else you gonna get the pee? You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was peed off at this nigga like he really got a problem. But facing life in prison for basically what so many other entertainers has done, hashtag I disagree. I'm starting to feel like this sex trafficking charge for flying bees in for threesomes will be a tool used to take down hip-hop artists and celebrities. Just think about it. Who flying their yeah-yeahs in to turn up? Who always in a different city and got to fly P to them? Who ain't tripping and go give their sex partner a little change? Think about it. This is real. If you fly a chick in and y'all turn up and you give her a little change so she's straight when she go home, that's sex trafficking. Rappers, athletes, D-boys, politicians.
Yeah, this is this take to me is not nuanced at all. It sounds absolutely crazy. I think that this is a bad case of self-snitching, and his jacket is just a little his record, not his jacket. His record is a little too. Isn't he facing a federal charge right now? Like, Boosie is facing a federal charge right now. So for him to like hop out the window and say that we all do the same thing is crazy and dumb. First of all, it's just self-snitching on a crazy level. Second of all, like, the whole point of Diddy's charge is that this is not consensual. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not consensual. I'm sure there are instances of consensual sex within Diddy's like freak offs, but the reason these allegations exist is because the whole thing, the people who are charging him or accusing him weren't comfortable with this and didn't want to do it. So like at that point, full stop right there. The conversation's over at that point. It's insane. Graham C says on a legal level, it's not even in the ballpark of accurate. Black Truffle TV says it's not just about the sex though. He missing it. And it's that part too. It's not about the sex at all. It's about the assault. It's about the abuse. It's about the violence. It's about those things. The sex is not the problem. And that's what I was saying yesterday. Everybody is getting caught up in the fact that everybody's getting caught up in this, oh, Diddy's a freak. And they think that he's being charged for being a freaky ass nigga, and that is not what he's being charged for. Yo, that is not the problem at all. The sex is not the problem. The problem is the lack of respect for bodily autonomy. That is the problem, yo. I mean, this is crazy. I feel like it's this lack of nuance that has been a part of rap's downfall. Is because it's really this whole attitude in my mind of, I don't want to be political, so I don't follow politics, I don't follow the news, but then I have something very uninformed to say about this one headline that I read. And I feel like false information these days is just as dangerous as any other weapon, almost, you know what I'm saying? And so like, we need a license to drive a car. I'm not saying you need a license to be able to speak on social media, but you should have some sort of like context awareness before you have, like, if you have a platform of millions, you should have some sort of training on like how to speak about subjects or how not to speak about subjects you know nothing about. Cause it's crazy. Like, I feel like it's flat takes like this that radicalize people sometimes.
Be careful who you fly in. Now, the one thing Boosie did get right on this topic was be careful who you fly in. Make sure you got to
It's Jody. It's the birthday man himself. Happy birthday. Mercado is in the chat. Everybody wish Mercado a happy birthday. Let's go. Let's go. Happy birthday, yo. Yeah, I mean, I think that's absolutely insane. We don't need to hear any more of the nonsense. Let's get into some music. If you want to hear anything, let me know. It's just $5 Cash App or Venmo. I would be happy to play it.
She doesn't like the Sanctus.
Our Cash App is Connect the Coast. Our Venmo is Connect the Coast 2021.